My name is Tom Mothersole and I'm a coloured pencil artist based in the UK, and I've created over 50 realistic drawings of Lego cars, minifigures, a spaceship and even a Lego T-Rex. And you may be wondering, how did I learn to draw like this? Why do I draw Lego? And how do I create all of these drawings? And in this video I'm going to go through all of those, and to do this I'm going to bring you back to 2020. And this is a time when a little thing called COVID happened and the entirety of the UK was thrown into a nationwide lockdown, which meant that me as a 14-year-old had quite a bit of free time. Now, I'd always enjoyed creating little drawings here and there, but I decided that, you know what, why not go on YouTube and start looking up some actual drawing tutorials. And I came across this channel that did these really simple cartoon figures or versions of film figures, and I basically did tons of these tutorials. And unknowingly to me at the time, what I was doing is I was strengthening up something that I like to call my referencing muscle. And this is the ability to take what was on the screen in this instance, or a photograph, and replicate it down onto a piece of paper. But once I felt as though I'd gotten pretty good at those more cartoony tutorials, I shifted my focus to some more realistic drawing tutorials. And after doing those tutorials for a bit, I was like, you know what? I'll start creating my own drawings from my own reference photos. And at the time, The Mandalorian had just come out and I just watched it and I was like, you know what? I'll create a drawing of The Mandalorian. And I did. And this right here is the exact drawing that I created when I was 14. And this then inspired me to go and create this drawing of Venom, and then I created some drawings of aliens. And when my parents posted these drawings to my now Facebook page, some of their friends saw it and were like, oh my goodness, can Tom create a drawing of Deadpool and also of Optimus for us? And me being 14 and having people willing to pay me for my drawings, it was like, oh my goodness, yes, I'll do that. And the funny thing is, I was actually paid with markers that I used on those drawings, as well as an extra £50. And considering that those drawings combined took me probably almost 40 hours. Not the best hourly rate, but it was definitely something. Now, I've been fortunate enough to grow up having horses, so I know a lot of other people who have horses and dogs. And what I ended up doing was a lot of commissioned pieces of people's horses and dogs. And it was at this stage that I started to record the process of me doing all of these drawings and posting them on YouTube. And I continued to do these pet portraits for quite a while. I think it was until about 2022. And it was here that I started to see other people on like social media where they were creating these really cool car drawings, and I basically was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a go at that. And over the next few months, I created quite a few car drawings, and it turns out that I actually enjoy drawing cars more than I enjoy drawing animals. But drawing cars definitely has a downside in the fact that there are a lot of different people who draw really, really cool cars. So in order to almost differentiate myself as an artist, I needed to come up with an idea in order to be a little bit different. And in order to do this, I thought to myself, okay, so I've liked Lego ever since I was like 7, and I enjoy drawing cars, so why not combine these two things together to create a realistic drawing of a Lego car? And that's exactly what I did back in summer of 2023 when I created this realistic drawing of the Lego Bugatti Chiron. And it was here that I knew I'd almost like struck gold, because I enjoy doing it so much and I felt the results looked so cool that it then inspired me to create drawings of the other 3 Lego Technic supercars. And from here I thought, why stop at drawing just Lego cars? Why not try some minifigures, and then even a spaceship, and then a T-Rex? And to date, these drawings have now been seen by millions of people across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Now, something that a lot of people comment on all of these different social media posts is that they'd love to add these drawings to their own Lego collections. And this is why I've made limited edition prints of every single one of these drawings, where I've signed and numbered every single one, and the number indicates how many I've made, and then once they're sold out, you just can't get them anymore. Because just like with the Lego collecting hobby, the fact that there is only a limited amount of sets made is what makes them so valuable and attractive to collectors. And I feel by implementing that exact same strategy into my prints, it just makes them really hit home with Lego collectors. And I've now taken these prints to Lego shows all over the UK. And as of recording this, I have sold over 1,000 prints across the UK, the US, Europe, Canada, and Australia. Now, one of the questions that I mentioned at the beginning that I haven't answered yet is, how do I actually create these drawings? And the way that I do it is I start off by either getting the model or the figure, and then I take a photograph of it, and then I work from that photograph as a reference image. I then use something called the grid method in order to create a really accurate sketch of it. And once the sketch is complete, I come in with the alcohol markers to do a base layer. And the reason I'm doing this base layer with markers is so that the colored pencils on top look a lot more solid and vibrant, because they're going on top of an already colored surface opposed to a white one. So you just don't get those white paper grains showing through that pigment layer, so that the drawing on top looks solid like actual Lego pieces. And I teach this exact same drawing method in a drawing community that I founded called the Drawing Guild. So just like when I was 14 and I was following tutorials, I'm almost giving back in this way by creating my own tutorials that people can follow along to and start creating some awesome drawings themselves. So there you go, that's exactly how I went from following YouTube tutorials to creating some pretty detailed realistic drawings. And as I am only 20, I'm still very much in the early stages of my career, and if you'd like to join me in this drawing journey, you can either invest in one of my pieces or join me in my free drawing community. Or you could just hit that subscribe button.